Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We as them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Rumpus in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con-Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Thursday, and what a Thursday it is, and a great feeling to be alive when you're a wrestling fan at In Your House. And of course, with it being Thursday, it's time for us to talk some dynamite. Yeah, AEW Dynamite. And joining me, like they do every single week, of course, I got to bring on my brother over here. We just chatted yesterday, had a really great time with the ECW watch along series, watched one of the most offensive, one of the most greatest, one of the most controversial promos of all time with the Dudleys in 1999 Heat Wave. That is the educator of Extreme on Wednesdays, but every day he's the voice. Josh Joseph, what is up, brother man?
Mom, I'm sexually active now. Get over it.
What's up, house? How goes it, household? And if you're a window licker out there, I love you and thank you for being a part of my group. It's amazing to see the day and age of wrestling that we're in. I'm here for it. House, there's so much controversy out there. You know, I live in the sewers. I love to be down in there with the muck and all the people that you don't want to bring to dinner. But I'm here with my friends. I'm here with OG Tony. I'm here with you, House, and with the household. So I cannot wait to dive into some dynamite. Yeah.
Most definitely. And like we do every single week talking about Dynamite, that is, we get a chance to talk to one of our homies, and he does his thing, a lot of shows, but predominantly with Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room. That's the OG himself. Tony Gonzalez is back here at In Your House to talk some AEW Dynamite. What is up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Looking forward to talking about this dynamite and some other things.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. It is going to be a great conversation like it is every week. I'm really enjoying the AEW Dynamite review show, and it was going to be me in voice, and then we had the opportunity to get the OG here on the show and get him committed to doing it weekly, which is great. We love OG's work. He's always active in the chat, and we appreciate it. So you contributing here to In Your House is great. But we do talk AEW, but I would be remiss if we didn't have a conversation that the wrestling world has been having for at least the last week. So let me paint the picture here. Around this time last week, news was breaking that the Rascals, in their entirety, were signed to All Elite Wrestling. We all celebrated. We all sung the praises of the group, sung the praises of the company who signed the group and giving them an opportunity to be themselves. What came next after the celebration was the debut. The debut of the Rascals on AEW Collision, a backstage segment, much of what we talked about last week on the AEW Dynamite review show. And they were They came out of a smoky locker room. I popped for it. I thought it was great. I was looking forward to seeing what they were going to do, and they followed true with who the Rascals are. But notorious in his absence was one Trey Miguel, and we talked about it. We were in the group chat. We were like, "Where's Trey Miguel? What's that?" They made the announcement that all four members were signed. So where was Trey Miguel? So my mind, my first before anything else, my mind was maybe we'll see Trey Miguel later. Maybe this is leading towards something else. And then we didn't see Trey Miguel at any point to that show. And then maybe a day or two, a couple days go by, and you have hype. Our guy over here at In Your House, Hypocrisy Jones, puts in one of our brain trust that Trey Miguel has deleted all mentions of the signing, all mentions of AEW from his social media. And we're all like, what is going on here? Because later you have him on social media, and I don't want to get too much into it because I do want to respect his privacy, but we do have to speculate on the situation. He says that he's taking a break from wrestling and to respect his privacy, do not tag him in anything. When I shared this particular podcast on Facebook Live, I did not tag him in it. I said his name, but I didn't tag him because I'm respecting his privacy like he wishes. But we got to talk about it because news came out later. Now, this is a whole, I'm going in the chronological order here, ladies and gentlemen, okay, of everything that happened. Because after that, we heard that Trey Miguel was released from his freshly signed AEW contract. The ink hadn't even dried yet, gentlemen. Hadn't even dried. They released him. And they were keeping it tight. They were trying to keep it close as much as they can. But social media is going social media, and we always find out, we always see. And what was it? What was it? Because the thing about it is, you saw reports, and I know you guys saw them too. They were saying this is above Tony Khan's head, and I'm like, who's above Tony Khan besides his daddy? Who's so okay? So then it becomes a thing where we're going above the promotion here. We're going to the the company, the television company, the channel WBD, I believe it is. There was an executive who saw some old tweets from about 2019, 2020. And listen, if you remember 2020, everybody was riled up at this time. Everybody was riled up at this time. So people got on social media, people were emotional. We've all been there from time to time where we've said some things on social media, and here's the thing about it. Once it's out there, especially if you're a figure, a public figure, and screenshots happen, once it's on the internet, it's forever. When I saw it, I was like, this here's what's holding him back? That is crazy to me. I thought we were past this. Going on social media and doxing people and canceling people and taking away their careers and whatnot. I thought we were past this. Are we not allowed to grow? Are we not allowed to evolve? Are we not allowed to elevate? And everybody that I've talked to about Trey Miguel say this guy's great. He's a great young man. What's going on here? I'm not going to voice yet because I know how voice is. So I'm going to go to the logical. I'm going to go
Oh,
to
wow, Mr. Sarcasm, yeah. I don't care.
the elder in the room here, OG Tony. What are your thoughts? I just went through the whole chronological order here of this whole Trey Miguel thing. Where are you at with this, and what are your thoughts on the current situation of Trey Miguel?
Yeah, it's interesting because if you go back to that time, they the Rascals were going to sign with NXT with WWE, and he didn't
Sure.
go then. He didn't go then. Now I seen a TV report saying that's why he didn't go then. Now I had always heard the reason he didn't go then, and Triple H even kind of mentioned it, but he never said his name. Is that he had some family members? I think a sister that was going to have a kid, and he wanted to be around for the kid to be born and stuff. Really close to his family, and
Sure.
they wanted him. They wanted him in NXT. We want you now. We don't want to wait. And so he even took kind of a shot at Trey Miguel about not being committed enough to the business. So I remember that at the
Yeah.
time. Uh, yeah, he said some stuff. Supposedly, I haven't even seen the tweets. I don't look at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care. People say things. Sometimes they mean them. Sometimes they don't. 7 years ago, I mean, you could say something in anger. We've all said stuff in anger before that we didn't mean, that we're sorry for. Nobody's perfect. Everybody claims that he apologized and he meant it, and he's done the right things since. So, and I suppose a lot of people in AEW locker room was upset that he's not
I
there,
read that
and
too. Yeah.
that they don't feel like it's being fair across the board. Some people are getting treated one way, some people are getting treated another way. Unfortunately, in life, that's just the way things are. No matter what you do, that's just the way it is.
That's breaking
Uh,
news, Tony.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I wish he was there. What a hope for him. Take a little time off. He was a pretty big star for TNA. I know TNA is a lot smaller thing, but he's held a lot of different belts in TNA. Maybe he can go back TNA for a year or so, uh, prove himself. I don't think he should have to prove himself, but
No, yeah, I agree.
and then maybe he'll go back to AEW. Maybe things will cool off. I don't know. If it ain't cooled off after 7 years, I don't see what's going to change in their
Yeah.
minds. I'm talking about the network. If the network thinks 7 years ain't long enough, what's another year? So technically, I think he's probably done with AEW. Unfortunately, uh, hopefully, it just don't kill his love for the business, and he finds himself somewhere else, and he sticks it up the butt and makes a big splash. That's what I hope for
For
him,
sure. For
for him
sure.
personally. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. I'm listening to you talk here and I'm just like, I got to tell you, as a wrestling fan, as somebody who is, and I know we all three of us are, and our fan base as well, but we are proud members of the wrestling community. Like, I don't, like, there was once a time in my youth where it was like, oh, you a wrestling fan? You're weird. Like, what's wrong with you? Like past like once it got past like 2003, 2004, people were like, wrestling? What's your like? No, I've always proudly waved the flag, bro. So as a fan of wrestling, this just sucks, man. Because like this was a feel good story, bro. To see these fellas finally sign a contract somewhere together, and at the second biggest wrestling promotion in North America. It was such a feel good story. It was like all the Villanova boys playing for the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was a feel good story where the brothers finally got there together, and then we get it just stripped from us because some executive who's probably never watched wrestling doesn't understand the buzz that Trey Miguel or the Rascals have around their name, and for some reason somebody put this guy in charge. Like, oh, let's monitor their social media content. Oh, let's go 7 years. Let's go back 7 years. What? Bro, you are a nameless, faceless executive, and you just was throwing power around for what reason? For what reason? Because if you cared that much, you would look deeper within the company, you know, if you feel me. You'd be looking deeper in the company if you're, KP Caperton, if you're Virtue Signalton millionaire Esquire over here, if that's what you feel like you got to do, you know, there's a lot of other people within the company that's doing some dirt that you probably don't like, or that's probably not even considered dirt, but you think from your perception, from how your feelings are, you think other people's feelings get touched like yours do. Bro, we wasn't searching for none of that information. We was happy the group got signed. We was happy that they signed a contract together. And you blew it up for what reason? Voice, I'm tagging you in, man.
Oh my goodness. So fans, if you're sensitive to words, I can understand that, and I apologize before I go into this, and I'll apologize after I go into this. But honestly, House, I'm with you guys. This isn't the Rascals. We're not getting the Rascals. Trey Miguel's not there. This is what we were so stoked about when we heard this news, and all three of us talked about it, and we blew it up. I mean, it was a huge thing that we discussed. The fact that he's not there because of something he said 7 years ago. This is somebody in an office who is virtue signaling to a specific group in which Trey Miguel spoke of. And he spoke of this specific group in a fit of anger as a young man. I've done it myself. I mean, if we're going to open up all doors and let everybody know, I'm in the process of throughout this year going through my social media and deleting some of the takes I've had because I've grown and I have friends who have sat me down and said, hey, there's some things that you said that we get. We totally get where you're coming from, but people's perception of it, we can't control that. So it's best for me to take control of it. I feel bad for Trey because he, if reports are correct about the NXT deal, he decided to do something for his family. And you can never fault a guy for that. I don't say bad things about Triple H, Paul Levesque, because I followed that man's career. I've absolutely loved Triple H. But to me, this is one thing he should apologize for, because you should never do that to anybody when they choose their family over something that is not as meaningful as we want it to be. Secondly, if there is no path to redemption, and I'm speaking to all you SJWs out there, all you little hats, everybody who gets their sand in their vagina because someone said words. Words are violence. Okay, I could say fuck you, or I could crack you in the jaw. Tell me which one you feel worse. Let's use math. Anyways, if there is no path to redemption, then no man sees any good. So why would we do good? Because there's no way to correct the wrong that we did, because there's no redemption. You have to have some path to redemption, because some people say things because their emotions got high. They felt a certain way. It's so funny to me that so many people they could say wild ass shit. They can wish death upon people. They can make videos of mocking someone who was murdered in front of us. And I'm talking both sides.
Yep.
This is tragedy. When a human being is taken from us and we can see it across any platform we want, that is dulling the senses that we have to humanity, to our creator, whatever that may be. I have no clue what it is, but if we are created from something, we have a connection to it no matter what. And throughout time, if you dull it enough, it's just like smoking weed. If I smoke weed long enough, my tolerance goes up. So my tolerance for disgusting behavior goes up when it's put in front of my fucking face. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people who you sit in an ivory tower and you cast judgment upon people, but when you fuck up and people shine lights on that, you're the victim still. It makes no sense to me. Trey Miguel said something that Trey Miguel said. He apologized for it. I personally think when you apologize for that, you allow this shit to happen.
Yeah.
If you just say, I said what I said, at that time, I was angry in my life. Next question. Don't say, I'm sorry, because that gets you nothing in this world. All that gets you is 20 more lashes, House. That's all that gets you. With the societal cane that they swing at you because you said words that made someone go, "Meh," who cares? You know what? I go drive with me one time and see how nuts I go. But I'm not demanding people's death. I'm not demanding people be taken away from their families. Like, this kid has worked his ass off to get where he's at. And I'm finishing up here.
Mhm.
I absolutely I stand in Trey's corner. I in the Rascals corner. I understand what they had to do, and I guarantee 1,000% they all sat down, all four of them, and Trey said, "Go ahead, guys," because
Yep.
my
I
fuck up is my
absolutely
fuck up. And you know what? You know what that says about him, OG Tony? And I know this is gonna resonate with you. That means that he's a man of his word, and when he makes horrible decisions with his words, he holds himself accountable. Accountability. That's a word I want all of the household to look up and maybe throw it in some of our memes or something. Accountability. What does that mean? And how does it affect me? I want essays. I feel like Kevin. I'm a teacher.
Yeah. A teacher, man. No, I listen, man. I had to let you go, bro. And we have a comment here in the chat. Shiram Skoda. Hey, we're supporters too. We're supporters too. So we're on your side. We're vibing with you. I'm with.
I like this
I'm with.
comment.
Fightins is in the building. Says
I
remember
do
John Rock.
remember John Rocker. Go check out what he had to say about New York when he was asked. People,
Yeah.
it's a hoot.
Yeah, I
Man,
remember John Rocker.
listen, listen. Let's get back to the topic here because we're gonna wrap it and then we're gonna
Yeah,
take a break and then we're gonna talk some dynamite. But I'll leave it at this. I support Trey Miguel. I think that he should be with his brothers. I think that he got a bum rap. I think that we should be seeing what Voice said last week, like the indie AEW version of like DX.
yeah,
Because these kids are cool. These kids are fun. You get them together and they have great matches. You have consistent chemistry. You have good comedic segments. They're fun. They bounce off of each other really well. And you took it from us for what? For something nobody was searching for, nobody was stressing about, nobody was worrying about, but because somebody, some suit behind a desk deemed this fit to destroy this kid's dream, man, I hope he bounces back, bro. I hope he
yeah,
bounces back times a million. Times a million. I hope he bounces back.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, this goes into the laws that they've been passing for speech, and as someone who completely believes in the smallest amount of government, when you start passing laws, specifically anti-Semitic laws of speech, then you get shit like this where this is acceptable. I, that's my last 2 cents on that, but
Fair.
Real
Fair.
quick, guys. One
Yeah.
thing I want to point out, and I'm not saying it would have been different, but at least I would have understood. Let's say he would have got signed and he'd been on the air, and then there was all kinds of backlash, and
Yeah.
sponsors would pull I'm not saying that they still should cave, but at least I would understand it from a business standpoint. No, nothing was said other, somebody behind the scenes found these words, tweets, and said, "Hey, we can't have this guy on the air." Well, why
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
let's put him on the air and let's see how it
And let's
goes.
see. Let's
Let's
see.
have Tony Schiavone sit down and talk to him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
Make it public. And Sherry, I'm glad. Yeah, we're there with you with Trey.
we're with you.
Yeah, I don't know what the previous comment, but you know what? I'm 100% with Trey.
Yeah.
And I
I don't
hate
know if you
what's
thought
being
we
done.
weren't. We're with them.
Yeah, we're with him. We love what this kid can do, especially with the Rascals. So please don't misconstrue our words. If
No.
I said anything that offended you, I apologize. Look at that, Tony. I'm taking accountability for my words.
Look at him taking account. But listen, we'll wrap this here and leave it at this, man. I understand. I'm one person that'll tell you all the time, and I don't like it either. I'll tell you that life ain't fair, but sometimes, and if these words ever catch your ears, Trey Miguel, I just want to let you know this is last thing, and this is man to man. Like, I know you're a performer, I'm a commentator of your sport, but this is man to man. This is why pencils have erasers. This is why computers have delete buttons. Because what happens is these things, like this right here, these moments happen and it becomes a problem. So what do? When mistakes happen, when mistakes turn into problems, we have to find solutions. It doesn't end at the mistake.
No.
It doesn't. That's the problem with a lot of y'all out there. Y'all think that everybody's head should get cut off at the mistake. But from a mistake comes a problem. And how do we solve a problem? We find a solution. Give people an opportunity to find a solution before you cut their head off at the mistake.
Exactly.
That's
Redemption.
what I'm saying. You have to be able to come back. And last, I'm going to put it like this. Trey Miguel, I support you, bro. I hope you bounce back. I know you're probably going through some dark times right now, but sometimes when doors close, another one opens. So I'll leave it at that. We're looking out for you, Trey Miguel, most definitely. Nothing but energy from here. But listen, we are going to jump in. We're going to take a break because we're going to come back from said break and dive right into AEW Dynamite. I'm most definitely excited to get OG's thoughts. I'm definitely excited to get my man Voice's thoughts, and we'll check that out on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where our YH live. Brainbuster Tees is where our YH live.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood.
Emerge faithful, we're coming out to Emerge 91 Blood and Bone. Since 2019, I have been the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Since 2021, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. The honor and the privilege to tell all of you, right here in the middle of this ring, that Emerge Wrestling, in collaboration with the In Your House Network, will be at the Squared Circle Expo this March in Indianapolis. Indianapolis, Emerge Wrestling in your house. We'll see you in March.
Hey, yo, Connie, your house. Hollywood in your house.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. That is the AEW Dynamite review show, and that's exactly what we are here to talk about. Some dynamite, dynamite, dynamite. Yeah, and listen, guys, listen. I know that voice before we got on here, you was talking about you was on the move, you was doing some running and whatnot, and I think that we both relate on those levels because we both usually after work. I think you get off. We go both going really early, and then we get off really early, and then we got to do all the running afterwards and whatnot, yada yada yada, which is cool, whatever. But I gotta say, I don't know if I'd be able to get through all my running without goalie nutrition. That's goalie gummies, and whether it be the apple cider vinegar gummies, the ashwagandha gummies, the pre-post probiotic gummies, or the matcha mind gummies, which is what I've been using a lot lately. Get that focus going. I got to tell you, it really, really helps me out when I am on the move. And listen, you guys can get your wellness journey going too. All you got to do is go to goalie.com, check out all their great products, and then we can help you out because you could put in promo code IYH to get a 10% discount. Let them know that In Your House sent you, and check out everything we're doing on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, and then check out the audio version on demand on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And like I said, we are going to talk AEW Dynamite, but I was scrolling on my phone here during commercial break. And I do have some news here as far as Trey Miguel, which is why I wanted to bring it up. Being reported from our friends over at Dirt Sheet Radio, as per Fightful, is reporting that TNA is in talks to bring Trey Miguel back to the company following his release from AEW. So we'll react to that really quick. I think that that's great. I think that TNA bringing him back and trying to retain him is the right move. I think OG literally just talked about this. So let's go ahead and react to it. OG, your thoughts on TNA bringing back Trey Miguel if that happens?
Yeah, I hope so. I think it's a good fit for him. For some reason, I just don't think WWE is a good fit for him. And I mean, not against either party. I just don't think it's a good. At least it wasn't. Let me rephrase it. At least it wasn't a few years ago. Maybe they both changed. Because one thing that Voice brought up about Triple H and the way he did things with Trey before probably wasn't correct, and I agree with that. I also think Triple H has changed because I've noticed over the years now he's given a lot of more people time off
Yep.
and that
Yeah.
thing. So I think he's changed, So especially after having the heart attack and things, so I think his views have changed. But back to Trey, yeah, I think it's a good move. TNA could use that, and not only that, let's be honest, Trey Miguel, good or bad, is in the limelight right now. Everybody
In the
knows about
conversation.
Trey Miguel. You put him on TNA, people are going to tune in to see what's going on. So it
They
wouldn't
want
be
to
a
see the
bad move
redemption
by
arc.
yeah, it wouldn't be a bad move for TNA, and I think they would take him back anyway. I know he's pretty close with Tommy Dreamer. I've heard Dreamer talk about him. I know he likes him a lot. So that's why I said I expected it to happen, and hopefully it does. Who knows? Maybe it's a live show tonight. Maybe we see him tonight.
Hey, you are absolutely right, brother. Most definitely. Voice, quick react to Trey Miguel back in talks with TNA and what we could see from it.
I think this is a fantastic. I think you should work an angle with all of this also.
Bring
Uh,
it in. Bring it in.
Because TNA has been lacking in their storylines. This would be an attention grabbing storyline, especially if you strike while the iron's hot. And you can package it as we got the most rascal out of the rascals and got Trey Miguel. I mean, come
Yep.
on. The other guys are just smoking weed in fucking janitor's closets. He's out here fucking getting canceled by everybody.
Yeah,
Who's
I
really
think
the rascal?
right. I really think that there's a story that you could tell if they just play into it. Like I would almost take an arc where Trey Miguel would almost it would almost be like a thing where he's like a victim.
dude.
You know what
Why
I'm
not?
saying? Where
Yeah,
he's blaming everybody else. He's blaming everybody else for his shortcomings. And you know what? From that could actually, that could really cultivate a really good like upper mid card slash possibly main event heel character that can cultivate from that. If they really like pushed it, they don't have to say what he said. They can just be like, yeah, because of who I was in the past, I had opportunities stripped from me, and now I'm gonna take everything from everybody else. You
yeah,
know, just kind of like almost a kind of a feel where it's like he's lost everything, so now he's got nothing to lose. So now he's just gonna start fucking shit up in TNA.
yeah. And isn't TNA and WWE neighbors?
They sure
Uh,
are. TNA's WWE adjacent.
I mean, if you make a mark big enough, WWE collects those chips.
Yep.
I, I think he should lean into it. I think he should come out with a shirt that says "You can't cancel me."
Oh, that's
Oh,
good. That's good.
I,
You lean
I
right
think I
into
think
I like it.
I think they should lean right into it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just,
what he got to lose.
exactly. What's TNA got to lose? Also,
Nothing.
yeah.
Nothing. I think it's a. Not only does it adds, it gets him away from the rascal shtick. Because
yep,
if he goes in white meat baby face, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, but you were the rascal guy. You're the rascal guy."
yep.
But if he comes in here and just owns this and really becomes like almost like whiny almost about it, to where it's like
The
he's like,
Ricochet.
exactly give waves of Ricochet where he's like whiny about it and like he's an ass about it, and just let him wrestle, let
Yep.
him do his style of matches and let him tear it up because that cat can wrestle. But now he's wrestling matches and people are caring more because they want to see this whiny asshole get punched in the face.
Yep. They'll have
He's the
tiny hat
vision, this
parties.
and that. I'm, I'm telling you, bro. There's possibility there, but let's jump right into AEW Dynamite. We got to jump into it because man, it was a solid episode. Once again, I think that it's not we we don't have to have every week be a banger. I thought this was I thought this was a week with some really good wrestling. To be honest with you, Kevin Knight and Swerve was a really good match. I also one thing I do want to say because I have said it on this show, and when I say it, I got to stand on it. I said that man, I don't know about Kenny Omega. I think and still with some of the gimmick stuff, I still feel the same, but the match with Josh Alexander last night was good, and I think that I was like, oh, his steps have slowed down. It didn't look like it last night to me. It looked like that he was back in the form that we're used to seeing him in. Wasn't in love with the Samoa Joe Speedball Bailey match. I just thought we'll jump into it, and I know me and OG share some of the same thoughts. But let's start with the opening segment, and that's MJF, because MJF is the man who makes everything move, who makes needles move, who makes eyes move. He is the guy, and it's just obvious because when he comes in, he has the look, he plays the character, and then you have somebody, the anti-establishment guy, another shark in there circling MJF now, Brody King, coming in the mix, and it happened so organically because he's sticking up for his friend Bandito, and it's an easy story to tell. They're former tag team champions together. You have Brody King, who his whole gimmick is standing up for what's right in his mind. This is his whole thing. So, of course, he's going to stand up for his friend. Of course, he's going to want to take MJF on. Of course, he's going to want to take his title. I love this. I love another shark circling MJF when there's already, we just had Bandito last week. Kenny Omega is working his way back up by getting some key victories like we saw in his win against Josh Alexander. Swerve with a big victory over one of the trio's champions, Kevin Knight. And then you have Hangman lingering around. He's still there. He's a champion right now as a trios champion, but still in that mix. I love it, man. I love the heavy competition. And you know what? MJF made some great points because Brody King, I respect you and I definitely hope to speak to you at the Squared Circle Expo. But the big dog, the big man, the champ, he made some points because, bro, who'd you ever beat? You need to earn your way to the champ. You need to earn your way to the champ. And that is the MJF difference. MJF says, I'm not defending this title just because you came in this ring and said some words and tried to provoke me. Earn your way. That's a champion in my mind. And that makes the Triple B, the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, feel that much more prestigious. OG, where are you at with MJF and the segment and the way that he's carrying the main event scene right now as the champion everybody's gunning for?
Yeah, I love the promo. I love MJF. I thought he was spot on as usual. I love the fact that they had him open the show and he was out there during the main event to kind of
Yeah.
close the show. I like
Yep.
that part of it. I
Yeah.
like. I'm a big Brody King fan. I do have concerns though. I concern my concerns is that this is going to be a one match or a two match deal. I think this needs to be three or four matches. This needs to be something that's really going to build Brody King. And
Sure.
I'm worried it's not. I'm worried it's not going to be because I think to me Brody King should be a next level guy.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And I'm
Sure.
worried this is just going to be this is filler. So until they get to the next pay per view, which is not till March, and then
Yeah.
whoever's going to be the big whoever they decide whether it's Omega or who's going to be the guy that's going to
Yep.
face him in March. So that's my only concern. Because again, I want to see Brody King built because I think he should be at that level. That's my opinion. But MJF's their star. I mean, he's the biggest star they have. I thought he was spot on. I enjoyed the segment, so I thought it was good.
Yeah, that's what I love about what MJF does is that he doesn't have to wrestle every week, and I don't think he needs to, but he always shows up and he always everything he does feels important. Like I honestly thought Kevin Knight and Swerve Strickland banged, and I loved that finish with the house call in midair. They just it was oh man, it was I know that there's a lot of different thoughts about the whole, oh, well, the fast paced action, the cruiserweight, this and that. And we don't love it in every single match. And AEW is guilty of making that style like every single match. But like, as somebody who is a fan of the WCW cruiserweight division, grew up watching it, I just love that action. I thought it was fun. And MJF being there just made it feel that much more important. Everything this man does, everything he touches, it's just, for me, it's a needle move because the dude is he's the walking entertainment machine. Voice, where are you at with MJF? How he's carrying the men's title picture and just with that segment.
Yeah, I'm a huge MJF fan, and the I was concerned with the way that he just interjected himself and then won the title
Mhm.
because I've noticed AEW fans sometimes they're iffy with MJF.
Yeah.
It's not always, and I can understand that because sometimes these wrestlers and entertainers that we see, sometimes um, we get stale on them.
Yeah.
You're kind
Yep.
of waiting. I've said it multiple times. I'm waiting for your next chapter, things like that.
Yep.
Um, so I love where we're at here. I love what Tony was saying too. I want this to be a moment for Brody King because I agree with you. I think he's a top level guy too. I think he has been. I've never understood why they underbook him. Um, he to me, yeah, you could do the whole him being the big guy with the little guys and protecting them. Okay, you could do that, and that's what they seem to be doing. But there's so much potential with Brody King. He's such like his actual human outside of being an entertainer. He's a unique individual. He lives by his own cut. I
Yep.
mean, there's nobody like him. We've had discussions about him from things he said in interviews. Um, so yeah, I would like this to be a bigger thing. I hope that it's going to be something like every time he beats somebody who might have or might be on MJF's radar, he makes it known. Like he has to deliver something to it, you know. But like honestly, what names does he have to beat to be in that picture? Like, are they setting us up for something? Is that an Easter egg? Is there going to be a tournament set up in the near future? We all love a good tournament.
I sure do.
So I'm looking forward to it, but I want the most of it to go to Brody, maybe without him winning the title, because I'm sorry, MJF just he screams that title, and I want
He
him
does.
to have it as long as possible.
He
I
does.
think that, I think what they should do is because they do this a lot, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think it would work here. They do a lot of these title eliminators.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Have him wrestle MJF and beat him. Beat him non-title match, and then that
yeah,
sets up a title match. He loses, but he's always going to have that victory
yeah.
yeah.
Oh
over
yeah. There you go.
MJF. So
There
that
you go.
helps make him to a certain degree. So I think that in that case it would work.
Tony, let me ask you real quick. Do you get like almost like Big Show back in the day before he got some sense put into him from the other wrestlers with Brody, like the way he was directing at MJF and that with the barking and the like just towering over him. It was almost like a high school bully coming out and finally like going after somebody who's running their mouth for far too long.
Well, a little bit, but the guy that he reminds me of, and he's kind of named after him, is Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, that's the vibe because Bruiser Brody used to, in every interview, he would bark, and his interviews were very off the wall. A lot of times they didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Uh, so I got that vibe, but I see where you're going with the Big Show. I understand what you're saying.
I went with the Big Show because it was mainstream. If I went Brody Bruiser with you, I think that would be deep cuts, and people would be like, "Who the hell are
Yeah,
these two older guys talking
Yeah.
about?"
yeah.
But a,
Moses
gr-
Dirt. Yeah,
a great name to drop, and you're right. He is named towards him. Um, I would highly recommend anybody if you've heard that name and you want to check more into it, go check more
Check
out.
his work. Yeah.
Do he was a phenom. They did a dark side about him and the end of his career. So go check that out. It's an amazing story. It's sad but amazing.
yeah.
Right on, man. Right on. So, yeah, back to Brody King. I felt those vibes off of him, man. I feel what you guys are saying, where it's like he's right there on the cusp of, hey, this is a guy who could possibly get a run with the title, and like obviously not anytime soon because like right now, to be honest, MJF having the title is intriguing because
Yeah.
everybody hates him and he loves that title. And how are you gonna hurt MJF? And here's the thing: MJF is impenetrable. You can't crack like even when he was in the ring with Brody King, he sold for Brody. Like he's like, oh dang, this guy's big, so I kind of he's like, I'm gonna stand over here if you don't mind, just doing the old, MJF stuff. So he was selling for like he was scared of Brody, but in those moments where he had to step up and puff his chest out on Big Champ business, he puffed his chest out on Big Champ business. So
Yeah.
like this is he's compelling, man. Like he knows how to make you care. Even when he's not wrestling, MJF is a guy who is in rarefied air in my mind. Like I'm not trying to sit up here and just be like, oh well, because everybody says it. Everybody says MJF is the best. Everybody says MJF is awesome. He's edgy. He's cool. He's against the establishment. He's that guy who never went to WWE. However you classify your fandom for MJF, we all get it. But when I see MJF, I don't care about him being that niche, that edgy, that guy. I just love watching this dude work. Like if there was ever a like mid 80s or late 80s, mid 90s Ric Flair, it's MJF. I
Mm.
felt it in the promo. He said, "You have to beat me. I'm the guy. I'm the pinnacle. I am the best wrestler because this title says I'm the best wrestler on this planet." And I'm like, I believe you, bro.
Yeah.
I believe you because you say it in a manner that makes me believe every single word. So, like, whatever. I know everybody rides the MJF wave, everybody rides on his nuts, but it's well deserved because the
Yeah.
dude's good as shit. He's so good. So
He's the
good.
ultimate student.
Yeah,
He's
he
taken
is.
what we know from the greatest and he's put it into one character, and that's
Absorbs it.
MJF. And that dude is so good. He what I will say, the only thing I did not like about the segment,
Mhm.
and I don't think Brody needs to do this because he's got fans now. People follow him. He he sets the crowd up way too much. It was like beat for beat what the story was with them, and I that's just a little pet peeve of mine. And
Sure.
I think the lower ranked guys who maybe don't have the bigger fan base, they need to do that so you can keep up with their stories. But Brody, people are following you, my friend. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing awesome. MJF, I would say things to you, but call me names and make fun of me and make me
You know he
sad.
will,
You
without
know he
hesitation.
will. He
Without
makes
hesitation.
kids cry and he
He does
loves
not
it.
care. He does not care at all. All right. So I just wanted to bring that up, but let's talk about some highlights here. OG, you watched Dynamite. I want to ask you, what was one of your biggest takeaways besides what we just talked about? What was one of your biggest takeaways or favorite moments from this episode of AEW Dynamite?
The wrestling on the show was very good. I enjoyed Omega Alexander a lot. Enjoyed
Yeah.
Swerve and Kevin Knight a lot. Thought it was a pretty solid show. There was a couple things that threw me off a little bit. Real quick, in the street fight. It was kind of weird that you got the supposed Death Riders who are now supposed to be good guys, but
Yeah.
it took six of them to beat three guys. Uh,
Yeah.
I thought that was a little strange. Of course, no rules. I understand there's no rules. Uh, the other thing, I get it, but I didn't get it. You have Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight 2 or 3 weeks ago lose a tag team match. After that, they become tag team partners and win the 6 man titles. But now you put them in single matches again to lose. So the last 3 times I've seen them, they've lost twice. I mean,
Yeah.
if we're going to build them up, let's build them up. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing against the wrestling.
Yeah.
Mike Bailey's a good wrestler. Kevin
Yeah.
Knight, that stuff didn't make a lot of sense from trying to build these guys up standpoint.
Yeah.
That's the only thing to me. There's still some holes in the storyline stuff that bothers me a little bit. But as far as the wrestling goes, man, who's not going to enjoy Strickland and Kevin Knight? I mean, it was a
You're
hell of a
right.
match. And now again, the Bailey and Samoa Joe, it was a fine match, but some of the stuff they did kind of didn't make sense. Went a little too far. Like, well, I mean, if you're,
Ref stuff, man.
well, we know that Mike Bailey's partners were in the building.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't they come out and help?
Yeah, they
I
were
know
not there. What's happening?
I know they did a tape thing saying, "Hey, I've got it on my own. I know you, Knight, you got a match later on, so I'm okay on my own." But if he's back there and you know his other partner was there because he was part of the interview, why didn't they come out and help him? I mean, he's getting killed. Not only
Yeah.
one,
Shibata
about
was killing that man.
3 or 4 times in the match. So that was just stuff that didn't make a lot of sense to me. As far as the wrestling show goes, the wrestling on the show is very good, but it usually is with
Yeah.
AEW. It was just, and I think one thing they're struggling with is their next pay per view is not till March.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a
So
long
they've got a
time.
lot of time in between, which is unusual for AEW. So I
It
think
is.
they're struggling a little bit to fill that time. But as far as the wrestling goes, I enjoyed the wrestling. It was a pretty good one other match. The women's match I thought was fine, but it got real sloppy towards the end of the match. It got pretty sloppy, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I liked that Alec Price and Jordan Oliver got a shot on
Yeah, it was great
TV.
seeing them. Yeah.
They just got signed. I've seen them a lot in Game Changer Wrestling, so I like both those guys. So pretty solid show.
Yeah, I thought the show once again solid. All points that you made, like the for me, the ref work during the Samoa Joe and Speedball Bailey match drove me up the wall. It drove me up the wall. Like the constant interference, the ref. Like I was like, there was so many times where I was like, dang, that ref's about to turn around. He's about to turn around, and Shibata's doing this long sequence where he's doing the suplex onto the apron, then rolls off, then suplexes him, deadlifts, suplexes him onto the floor, and I'm just like, dude, this. And then he picks him up again, hits him with the a knee breaker, and then throws him in the ring. And I'm like, dude, this ref is still not turning around. Like, I just thought the ref looked corny. It was a bad look for the ref. Once again, like you said, the wrestling, like besides that, like I honestly liked the street fight. Like I get what you're saying, but I love violence, and I think Moxley is a sick freak who loves to get hurt. And I guess I'm just gonna enjoy watching him be a sick freak and enjoy to get hurt because I enjoy watching it. But like wrestling was just great on this night, most definitely. But voice, your highlight, your thoughts. Where were you at with this episode of AEW Dynamite?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one. It doesn't need to be anything spectacular. We had some good story pushing. I agree with Tony. There's some stories that they are just trying to force feed down our throats, but they're not giving us the cliff notes. They're just like, this is what we're doing. The not coming out and helping, to me, I guess Adam was doing cowboy shit. Like that's what he was doing, so you can't help there. The other, he's got to go against Swerve, and he asked Adam, "Hey, you got any advice for me?" No, like it's gonna be a great match, great main event. Okay, cool. Hey, bud, you just gave the other dude like this really like you're gonna get the ball and you're gonna run down the 40 and you're gonna run down the 30, and it's like bro, you guys are the trios champs. Like
Right.
you could give him info. Swerve would be like, okay, let me listen to that and I'll fuck him up through that. But hey, they made some choices there. What I will say, what I loved is we're seeing Kenny Omega in his bag again.
Yeah.
I really want to wait until his next match, only
Sure.
because Josh Alexander is so fucking good. He can make
That's fair.
anybody look good.
Yep.
That's fair. That is
So
110% fair. He's
and
good as hell.
and it's no disrespect to Kenny Omega. I love Kenny Omega, and I hope that this run he gets back to where he was, because he was doing some great stuff. I don't need to see him as my champ, but I do need to see him get some retribution against Don Callis and his family, even more. I just, to me, that's money on the table. Josh Alexander, though, he what a great get. Like, what a great contract get.
Mhm.
That dude is just so good. He proves that he is a student also of these guys, and he can go. Um, Lastly, I'll say I I I want I want more digestible stories being told by AEW. I understand that they have a lull between the next pay per view and things like that, but this is your time to build. This is your time to build Brody King up to where you need
There
him
you
at.
go.
This is your time to make Willow's story go even further. This is your time to make Tony Storm and the Orange Cassidy dynamic get bigger. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. So I'm looking forward to these next weeks coming up, because I really want to see where they go with a lot of these stories
Yeah.
that they're trying to develop. And you got to give them credit. I mean, they're out there trying. And I know you appreciate that too, Tony. It's just it's when you do this for so long, it's like going and seeing your favorite food being made. You kind of go, oh, well, maybe that's not my favorite food anymore. And, sometimes we
Yeah.
get, but we have to do that because these are our opinions. And, that's what I love about being on these shows is I know I work with a lot of guys who are willing to give their straight up opinion about it. and damned the anybody watching and your thoughts on that. Besides the fact that we appreciate you guys watching us. We AEW is getting in a bag to where they're getting exciting again, man. This is
Yeah.
like when they first started, like when they were new. Brody King I can see it, Tony. I can see them building him up, and it's going to be this amazing run with MJF.
I hope you're right. I really do. I've been watching pretty regular since they started. I think I've missed 5 or 6 episodes. So
Yeah.
I've been through it. I've been through the ups and the downs.
Sure.
So and at times I don't have faith of them building up some of the guys that I think deserves it. So I hope you're right. I think because I think Brody is there. I think let's do it. So again, I hope you're right.
That crowd
Yeah.
was deafening for him.
Yep.
I
They
mean,
were.
when
Yeah. They were
when
loving
they
him.
when the crowd gets
When they
behind you
started
like
barking,
that,
they were barking.
yeah, you gotta do something. You gotta strike.
Agreed. Most definitely agree. So as far as the show goes, and as far as what a Dirty Dick is saying, I think we talked about it on this show here. Yeah, I think we are seeing. Well, we're seeing Omega's last run for sure. At
Yeah.
least in my mind. At least in my mind, that's what I feel like we are seeing. But listen, another thing we didn't talk about it, but I want to talk about it because we're talking about highlights and things that stood out to me, things that linger. When I talk about, especially when I'm watching a wrestling show that I don't like consistently watch, and we've only been watching AEW again, me and Voice, that is, for like the last few months, I'm looking, man, I'm searching, I'm looking for it. And for me, it's Tekla. Tekla, especially ever since you had that Gangrel comp on her, I've been looking at the Toxic Spider a little bit differently, and that swagger is swaggering, man.
Yeah.
And the way that she upholds, because you can tell, like, this is, I know it's the role that Julia Hart and Sky Blue play, but it's like you can tell they still think about it. Like they're still, I don't want to say struggling, but they're not as comfortable with promos. But then you have Tekla who can come in there and just tie it all together the way that she does because she's organically good. Like, I know she's good in the ring. She was an indie darling and stuff like that. I get it. I've lived through the era where indie darlings were it. Now we're in an era where can you entertain me? Can you make me remember you after the show is done? And for me, bro, honestly, it's Tekla.
No,
It's Tekla.
I can understand that, man. She's a vibe, and I hope Sky Blue and Julia are taking notes of
Yeah.
how to do it. I mean, because Tekla, she has that ability, and we talk about it in male wrestlers, to make you believe exactly what they're saying. And
Yep.
she has that, and it's in presence. And what I really love too, the counterpoint to her, Chris Statlander, she's just as good for her team.
Yep.
When she drags her fingers down their face when they're talking and tells them to shush, things like that. I love strong, dominant women in positions of leaders in groups because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you get to see them play like Tekla here, and it's great TV. Great TV.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, and then I'll get your thoughts on it too, OG. You needed something because, like, freaking Mercedes Monet not on the roster, honestly. And I wouldn't have said this a year ago, but I say it and I own it. It's like Victor Wembanyama is not playing. You know? It's like Jordan's missing a game. That's how it feels because Mercedes Monet, for good, bad, or indifferent, was the talk of the women's division. For good, bad, or indifferent, she was having great matches. She had people pissed off. She got people back on her side. She won titles. She lost titles. She crashed out. And then she went away at the height of when she got really interesting. And now we're like, damn, I'm ready for Mercedes Moné to be back. At least that's how I feel. That creates a void. that creates a massive void. And right now, to me, maybe not in the way that everybody is seeing, but when you watch wrestling the way I watch wrestling, the way Voice watches wrestling, the way OG Tony watches wrestling, I see somebody like Tekla who has an AEW Women's Championship match next week against Statlander. She might not win it, but it'll probably be a really good match. But I see Tekla, I see her trying to pick up that ball that Mercedes Monet put down and grow from it. OG, what are your thoughts? I know we didn't really get big into the women's division, but I get some of your final thoughts on the women's division, and if you have any thoughts on Tekla.
Yeah, I do because a lot of the AEW fans are probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I thought Tekla was the best thing on the show last night. I thought that promo was the best thing that was on the show. Her cadence and her delivery, if you stop
Yep,
and think about it, is different than any other woman in any promotion, in my
yep,
opinion, right now. So that's
yep,
why she stood out to me. It was just different. It was a good promo, but it was just different, and that stood out to me more than any match did. Again, I thought the wrestling was good, but that performance by her, that little 60 seconds or 90 seconds, whatever it was, really stood out to me, and that's what I want from my wrestling. I want things that I'm going to remember. I mean, I know. Don't get me wrong. I know Swerve and Kevin and I had a great match, but a month from now we'll be talking about another great match.
yep.
Yeah.
So I want something that's going to stand out to me, and to me that's what stood out to me. So yeah, I really liked her, and she's really. I didn't know much about her when she came in, but
Me
man,
neither.
the more that I've learned about her, the more I see her, I think she could be a huge star.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agreed.
When Voice said, man, when Voice said Gangrel, something clicked inside of me. I'm seeing Gangrel. I'm seeing Raven. I'm seeing like the whole floodgates are opening for me as far as what Tekla could be. Voice.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, another student that understands how to take these greats and fold them into something that is becoming great. I mean, if it's not great already, we I feel so lucky going and just remembering what we watched as kids in the women's division to what we have now. And I'm so glad that we're on this timeline, and we didn't get whatever timelines out over there. Did you guys hear that there's some board members talking about bringing Vince back? That's the reason I'm bringing up timelines because
Yeah, I've heard that.
this is getting wild. But again, I love what she's doing, and I love that you said Raven too because it does seem like her own flock. It's
Yeah.
almost like
Yep.
you could add maybe a male tag team to it just to stand behind all of them, and give that creepiness. I mean, if you could dominate the women's division and then have a male tag team in your ranks and then start dominating some of the male division, dude, you are creating a whole new world for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah. No doubt. And I see like we talked about Gangrel and I also said Raven. When I like OG said, and then we'll wrap it up. We're about to call this a great episode, but I'm in my bag right now for a quick minute. Um, when I see Tekla and that cadence that OG was talking about, that style, like I can see her where she can manipulate you with her words alone. She can, she has the ability to make you believe whatever wild thing that comes out of her mouth. It was the same thing with Raven. Raven had a command on these people. He had a command on these wayward souls that didn't have anywhere else to turn except for his guidance. He gave them assurance, he gave them something to believe in, and that's exactly what I see with the relationship that Tekla has with Julia Hart in Sky Blue. And I love the storytelling. I love the flock, so I love this.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I mean, we had Raven had Stevie Richards out there in shorty shorts and a crop top
Yeah,
holding
he
the
sure did.
sign, so I mean, I love it. I love what you're saying. OG Tony, you take it away.
yeah. I still get a lot of Luna Vachon vibes,
Yeah, I
especially with
remember you saying that. Yeah.
especially, especially with the cadence. Now, the only thing, Luna was a lot louder. She
Oh
she was a
yeah.
lot louder and more crazy. But the cadence, is definitely reminds me of Tekla. So uh, I love it, man. I hope they stick with her and keep giving her time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I enjoy it. And speaking of time, it's time here. We got to call this a really great episode and ride off into the sunset. Before we do that, I got to give my guys the opportunity here to plug anything that they want to plug. They give their time to come and talk wrestling with me. And I just enjoy it, man. After a long day of work, running the kids around, I always know that after a long day, I'm going to come here, talk some wrestling with my boys, and it's going to be a great time. I appreciate that from both of you, and I give you that floor right now. OG, where can they catch you and everything you're doing?
Hey, in just a little bit, you can check me out on Gonzo's Sports Room on Facebook or YouTube or any of that stuff. We'll be on at 8 o'clock tonight, maybe a little after 8, with our Face or Heel pro wrestling talk show. So we'll be doing that tonight, and then also at 10 o'clock tonight we have a sports talk show. It's our Thursday night Blitz show. It's a football show. So we'll be talking about IU, who won the championship. You know, shout out
Yes.
to the Hoosiers.
Yes.
Also, we'll be talking to NFL playoffs, and also got a top 10 greatest NFL football plays of all time. So
Oh, okay. That'd be cool. That
we'll
sounds
be talking
fun.
about that. So yeah, so got a couple big shows tonight, and just check us out. We've got shows Monday through Friday. I do 8 shows a week on there, and then I get to do these show with these guys and having a great time. So yeah, check us out.
Yes, check out all the work that this man is doing. He's retired, but it's like he's not even retired. He just jumped into another job, man. So it's awesome. I love to see somebody following their passion. It's just, to me, it's fun, and I really enjoy talking wrestling with you, OG. It is an absolute blast, and always has been. Follow Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room, and check out everything they're doing. They do awesome work over there, so check them out. But another guy who does awesome work here at In Your House, that's my producer, that's my guy, that's my brother on Wednesdays. He's the educator of extreme, but every day he's the voice, Josh Joseph. Let them know, bro, where they can catch you and everything you're doing.
All right, fans. So if you enjoyed this, you can catch it every Thursday at 6 p.m. It's where we talk Dynamite. It's AEW Dynamite recap. It's a fun show. You had fun. We had fun. Bussy, I think it was a different comment. Just real quick before I go any further, I think it might have
Yeah.
been a different comment. Check into that or DM one of us. We'll send you some things. But yes, Thursday AEW Dynamite. This is where we have fun. This is where we bring OG Tony into the fold and we say, hey, it's not a retirement home, but it's your home and you can have some fun. So we enjoy that and it's a fun time. Outside of that, it's the Tuesday night Raw review show where me and Kevin Calloway, the Chaos Goblin, we sit down and we talk Monday Night Raw. We invite you guys to come and join us there. It's a fun time. It's 6 p.m. I see all of you in the crowd out there. Come join us over there. You'll have fun with Kevin. He is a mastermind when it comes to professional wrestling. He's
Love
in
that
our
guy.
chats all the time. I do too, but sometimes, it's like, let me enjoy what I'm trying to enjoy, Kevin. Why are you giving me all this knowledge? But we love
He's so
him.
smart, man.
He's so damn smart. We love him and we invite you guys to join us. That's Tuesday. It's 6 p.m. It's the Monday Night Raw review show. After that, it is Wednesday at 6 p.m. Meet and House. We go to ECW where it's extreme. It's land of, we seen tables, we seen a broken neck, we heard bad
Oh my
words,
God. Yes,
we
we did.
we seen almost a fan fight with the wrestlers. It was insane.
A
And
blast.
it was great. So come and join me in house. That's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. It's the ECW watch along. Fans, I love that show so much, and it is such a highlight of my week to do. We've had the likes of Sabu on there. We've
Yes.
done a Bill Alfonso interview. We've
Yes.
had Joel the Stud Muffin Gertner.
One of my
We
favorites.
we've had a Sandman interruption in one of our interviews. It was an amazing time, and we want to grow this even more. We want to bring people on. I want to interview Raven again.
Oh, let's do that. That'd be awesome.
House House wants to interview so many guys too, and the only way we can do that is when you guys jump in our chats and show us that you fucking love what we're doing and come and join us. That's Wednesday, 6 p.m. It's a staple of IYH. It's the ECW watch along. And fans, I've been saying it for weeks. Saturday, I am doing a show. I have time slotted. I have a subject and I have weed. So we're going to have a show. It's Into the Voice Static. You're going to enjoy it. It's just where I go and get weird. House says, go be weird by yourself, have fun. And I do. And I venture down rabbit holes, and I invite you guys to join me for that conspiracy show.
Hey man, we appreciate everything that you do here, man. Always working for In Your House. It's a great time. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got some great guests coming up. We have DJ Danny Ocean, a hip hop radio host from North Carolina. Also, he creates wrestling content with Dirt Sheet Radio. He's going to come through, talk to us. It's going to be a great time for our Sunday house party, the content creator editions that we've been doing. It has been fun. And then after that, it's going to be great because February 1st, and I'm going to get all the details out there and everything, we're going to do a Royal Rumble recap show. It's going to be big, and it's going to be my birthday episode. So that's what we're going to be doing there. We're going to have a big In Your House episode, get some great guests on for February 1st, a big panel to talk some Royal Rumble and celebrate me and all my amazingness and all my awesomeness. So come and join us in what we're doing. It's going to be great. I love what we got going on, and it's all still part of the work, and that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for the voice, Josh Joseph, for OG, Tony Gonzalez of Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room, I'm Alec on the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon, get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Dynamite, 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 dynamite.